This is an ex-police BMW G31, straight out of service, tired, broken and full of holes. And now, well, it's mine. Last time we ripped out the rat's nest of police wiring and discovered new forms of life. And today we find out if this ex-police car still starts after deleting half of its wires. And after that we are heading to the roof to erase the last scars of its old life. Those ugly antenna holes are going bye-bye. My name is Julian and this is Project X-Cab G31. Now take a look at that. Some of this mess I made myself, other was just here, like this gravel thingy. I don't know what police officers were transporting in this car, but it looks a bit shit. So let's vacuum it up. It looks quite tight in here now. Okay, now let's move to the passenger side.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints, money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague, we all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name, all our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be, living in a time where disease is on every screen, I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering, negativity is a plague for the mentally weak, no mercy, all I got is working, never stop searching, never quench the thirsty.
This here is the factory woofer and it looks really bad, even the connector here. You can see there is like dry coffee or something and you can hear all these sounds, all this rattling shit inside. So I'll pop this off, clean it nice and well, clean all around and I'll put it back where it should be. I thought that after I pop this, I'll be able to remove the speaker, but this is one piece. The speaker together with all the rubbish inside. So I'll clean it up on the outside here as best as I can. And I'll try to peel off one side to remove all the rubbish from the inside and I'll glue it back in. Okay, so the speaker is no longer rattling inside, and in case you were wondering what was rattling, was actually dried up coffee or tea. So it leaked down through this, then it's dried up and started rattling on the inside. I can still see some coffee around this on the inside, and this is why I'm tapping it like that to release it. So I open it up from this side so I can remove all that rubbish. Okay, so this is as clean as it will get, no longer rattling on the inside. Now I'll glue this edge here. Loctite 401, this is very strong glue. You see, like I never peeled it off. So now let's put it back in, like so. Oh, I actually forgot. I'll try something, because I made this king, and I'll try to fix it now. Let's see if it works or not. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I need to put some more glue. Maybe I need to wait a little bit more. I'm quite positive that the speaker will still work even with this king, but I don't like it. Although this will be facing the floor of the car, so nobody will ever see it. Boom! Like brand new. Right. This is good as it will get. Now let's put it back in the car. Okay, now it's time to put the black side trim. Before I put it in, obviously I'll clean it and I'll apply Maguire dashboard shine, and this should look really good. But before I do that, I'll remove all the clips that are left there. So sometimes these clips have the tendency to stay still in the metal panel. The way you put them on, you just put them in there, slide it in. And for this one, I'm missing one more, and it's still here. Okay, now let's clean them properly. I'll clean underneath as well, and we'll pop them in. So I've let the trim pieces soaking up with Maguire's natural shine for about 10 minutes now, and now I'll wipe them clean with a nice washed microfiber. You can see that the trim looks much better now. If you want to get yourself either the Turtle Wax dash and glass cleaner or the Maguire's natural shine, I'll put links in the description. So now I'll pop the trim back in its place. The trim is in now and it's looking mint. By the way, I'll also wash the carpet after I'm done with all the trims and everything. I'll remove the driver's side seat as well, clean up the central console now. But this is still bothering me. You see how this is hanging there? Let's see if we can fix it real quick. By the look of it, it's quite an easy fix. You can see these plastic clips. They're going in these holes in the door. This have just popped off from them. It's not even damaged. But imagine, because this was like this most of the time, this could potentially have caused this damage to the side skirt. Something super simple to fix. It would take me less than 1 minute to do. Yep. It was this simple. By the way, these door cards will go because they are so battered, and when I put the leather interior, this should be leather as well. When I was snooping around, I figured out how to remove the flap for the glove box. In here you have these tabs, and this back bit just pops in them. That's how simple it is, but the glove box itself is part of the dashboard, so you cannot remove that. I guess I'll have to live with holes in my glove box unless I find real cheap dashboard, but this will be a big hassle to replace. Okay, now let's clean the central area. Okay, now I'll pop in the head unit and see if this still works. Oopsie. Right, I've already forgot what goes first. This thing or the top bit? No, it's this thing. So go here, and this. Okay, now let's remove the driver's seat. This is how it looks like underneath the driver's side seat, and to be honest, it doesn't look so bad. At least the carpet is not eaten by a mouse or something. But look at this, that definitely looks like it's been chewed by something tiny. So yeah, don't leave sugar in your car, mate, unless you want mice infestation. Okay, so now you know the drill. Cleaning all the plastics, all this around here, vacuum it, and we'll put the plastic trims. So, bear in mind I have no seats, no roof liner, no even shifter and the electric handbrake, but I really want to see if the car will start without all these things. Let me sit on the ground and break something. Okay, it says vehicle key is missing. This is the vehicle key. Let's try again. Hold the vehicle key up the steering column. So I'm holding the key at the steering column, and now let's press start. Oh yeah, the car still starts. We have airbag light, but we have no seats, so that's normal. And this here, I forgot this is not touch screen. But hey, the car still starts even after removing all this. Now let's see if the radio works. Yeah, it's turning on. Yeah, it's playing sound. How about the... Okay, this works as well. For some reason this button doesn't work. Okay, that's promising. I don't know why it's not reading the key. It's because the central console is missing. Okay, so the interior is clean now. Next thing it will be to plug the roof hose. Just because now I'll be in and out of the car, a lot of times when I'm patching up the hose, I don't want to drain the battery, so I'll disconnect it. To fix the hose on the roof, I'll use polyester resin and fiberglass cloth. This is really nice, good quality cloth, and I'll put few patches per hole, and this should be strong enough. So now I'll cut square pieces of this cloth and use the dimensions, and I'll outline it on the roof, and we'll sand only within the area where the fiberglass will be stuck on. Okay, so to not make one really thick patch, what I'll do, each of the 4 holes will get one smaller patch, then on top there will be a bigger one, and on the top the biggest one, so the patch will be somewhat smooth instead of being thick and squarish. It will look cleaner like that, in my opinion. So now I'll outline each one of the holes to see how big of the surface I need to prepare. Okay, so I'll scuff up the surface and degrease it, and we'll start applying the epoxy. Okay, so now all the areas are sanded and degreased, and I'm ready to stick the fiberglass in. I decided it's a good idea to cover the interior in case some drops from the resin fall down. I don't want to mess up the freshly cleaned carpet. Because today is a chilly day, I'm gonna use 2% hardener in the resin, and I'll start with 150 grams. For 150 grams it means I'll need to have 2%, 3 grams of hardener. So let's mix it up and start applying it. Okay, I'll put aspirator mask on. Can you hear me right? Okay, so that's 150 grams of resin. 151. Okay, this should be enough. Yeah, it was definitely a good idea to cover up the interior. Okay, that looks promising, to be honest. I don't know how quick the resin will cure, so I think I must speed up the process a little bit. You stay there for a second. Yeah, the problem is that the holes were drilled so close to this cross member, so there will be some extra resin here and there. And now the sun decided to show up. It's probably gonna get hotter and this thing will start curing before I'm done with all 3 layers. Yeah, Murphy's Law. Size number 2. Oh shit, this started getting tacky. Please stay liquid. I started thinking that maybe welding was the better way to do it. Patch number 3. Stop sticking to my brush, please. Why you? Another one like this. No, man. Really? Yeah, that's the problem about this being weaved. Nice. Oh no. It started hardening. No, don't get hard on me, please. No. How come it started drying so quick, man? All of the side just went off on the last layer. I don't want to mix anymore. Okay, this should be it. Them stringy bits are killing me, man. Okay, so all the holes are patched up now. Not the prettiest job in the world, but I think it will be strong enough. Now I'll remove this because I'm afraid where it drips, once it starts curing, it may eat through the nylon. One day later and the epoxy cured really hard. You can hear how sturdy it is. To be honest, I think that's a bit overkill, but at least we will know that there is zero chance for this to leak through. And what I have to do now is I need to go from the top and body fill the holes to be nice and straight, flush with the roof, so I'll have a straight surface to stick the vinyl on. But look at all that. This tree is taking the piss. So this is how it looks like from the top. The hole is patched, so I need to clean it up first real good and body fill it. I have fiberglass reinforced body filler to fill the hole up, so I'll have nice and straight surface to stick the vinyl on, and the roof will be black. It will look sick. So now we'll get all the other holes to the same stage as this one, and we can start sanding and prepping for body filler. Okay, so now I got all the holes cleaned up to this stage. Maybe this one not so much, but all these. Now I'll sand around the area where I'm gonna put body filler on. I may have to tap in the edges of the hole to make it lower than the actual roof, so the body filler will stay there after I sand it off. This circle here, I'm quite sure that it will come off when I buff it, but I need to focus on body filling the holes now. First thing, I'll use 240 grit sandpaper on each one of the holes, and after that I'll degrease it and apply some body filler. To body fill the holes, I'll use this body filler. It has fiberglass in it. It's really good brand, and I've tested in the past. It's quite strong and it's really good to work with. It's a bit hard to sand though, but that's why, because it's so strong. Right, the first batch I mixed, it cured so quick. I was able just to fill up 1.5 holes and it already started curing, so I'll mix another one and put way less of that pink thing. I think I've put too much catalyst and it cured so quick on me. That's way smaller than before, and it's quite warm today, so that's why I need to work quick with the body filler. To sand the fiberglass body filler, I'll use 60 grit plus the back end of this brush, and I'll wrap it around like this, so I have flat surface to sand on, and I will apply very light pressure so I won't bend the panel. With the 60 grit, I knocked off the bits that were sticking out way too much, because this is quite tough to sand. And now I'll move to 120 grit to make it smoother and prepare it to put the fine putty on top to blend it quite nice. This is how the hole looks like after the 120 grit. It already started blending in quite nicely. And after that, when I put the top finishing putty, I'll go for finer sandpaper. But I'm pretty happy how it looks. I'll do the same thing for all the rest of the holes, and we'll start putting the finer putty on. Turns out that this is the only hole that it's not dented. After I started sanding the rest of them, you can see how metal started shining through here, which means this is a higher point. So what I need to do, I need to tap it in and then body fill on top and sand it again, because we want the hole in the area with the body filler to be lower than the rest of the roof. Same goes for this one here. So now I'll sand it a little bit and I'll put on top the finishing putty. On top of the fiberglass body kit, On top of the fiberglass body filler, I'll use this finishing putty to make the transition between primer and body filler nice and smooth. So this is dry now. I'll use 240 grit and bigger sunblock, and I'll try to blend it in nicely. Right, after about 1 or 2 hours of sanding, this is how far I was able to get the hose. It's super smooth to the touch. Next stage it will be to put the primer on, but unfortunately because of this tree, it is constantly falling on top of the car and I cannot spray anything outside. What I need to do is take the headliner from inside the garage, put it in the car, and then I'll be able to drive the car in and spray paint this, and after that sand it again, and yeah, we'll go from there. Today we brought that thing one step closer to a normal life. No wires, no police hose, no nonsense. Next up we're heading to the front end to replace that front bar, and of course uncover even more surprises that need fixing. Bit by bit we are refreshing this car, and it only gets better from here. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and drop a comment. Reading and replying to your comments is honestly my favorite part after upload. Even if you're not sure what to say, just tell me what country you're watching from. And if you want to see how this build turns out, hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in part 9.